Hello dear students, good morning everyone. This is the first lecture related to class 11 physics, that is kinematics topic. And in this lecture today we will discuss about the concept related to uniform motion. All the terms related to uniform motion we will discuss in this lecture, and the terms starting from the concept of mechanics. Mechanics is the branch of physics in which we deal the study of motion of any object. The branch of physics in which we deal the study of motion of any object, and basically this mechanics divided into three terms. The concept of mechanics, that is the branch of physics in which we deal the study of motion of any object or material. Clear? The concept of mechanics, that is further reference three terms, and the three terms, just listen. Number A, that is rest. Related terms, that is static. B, that is kinematics. And C, that is dynamics. Just listen about all. What is static, and what is kinematics, and what is dynamics. Very simple concept. Statics means the branch of physics in which we deal the object is in rest. In which we deal the object is in rest. And kinematics means the branch of physics in which we deal the study of motion without taking an account of cause, of motion. It means the factor which causes motion, we don't take the concept, the factor which causes motion. But in case of dynamics, we will also study the concept of cause, that is the factor through which motion occurs. I will say that here the factor is what? That is force. By applying force, the body is in motion, or the motion of any object occurs. So all the terms are very simple. Just listen, and I am just going to write. The branch of physics which deals the body in rest. The branch of physics which deals body is in motion and in this case without taking an account without taking account the cause of motion. Clear? Here, this and this concept is just similar, but in this concept, without taking the cause of motion, and in this case, with the help of cause of motion. Dynamics means the branch of physics which deals the body is in motion body or an object in motion with taking an account the cause of motion. Clear? Here dynamics, that is on account of force. With the help of force there is a concept of motion, but in the kinematics the concept of time is the reference. Without taking that time reference, the motion of the body is explained in the kinematics. So just note down all. After this I am just going to explain the most important terms. Just after the explanation about mechanics and types of mechanics. Here mechanics types, that is the branch of mechanics, or you say that the branch of physics, because overall either mechanics or the terms that is the related to mechanics all are related with what? Physics, that is either statistics or you say that kinematics or dynamics, all are related with what? Physics, either directly or indirectly, no matter, because mechanics that is the branch of physics and statistics means what? That is the branch of physics or you say that branch of mechanics. And kinematics also you can use what? The branch of either physics or the branch of mechanics. And just after kinematics there was what? Dynamics, also you use what? The branch of physics or branch of mechanics, no matter, you can explain in any way. And then after the most important concept, that is what? Motion. Motion always related with what? Rest. Motion and rest both are just relative. When one body is in motion, then the sense of motion develop only when we just take any other body is in rest. When each and every body is in motion, then everyone can assume that all the body is in rest, because whenever there is no relative reference, then there is no chance to identify the body is in motion or in rest, because the two person, just listen about the example, the two person are sitting in two different trains, and the train running on railway parallel track, and the person sitting on the trains and the train moving with uniform speed, then both the person are whenever just observing each other, then they observe their position is same. It means their position does not change. It means definition of motion that is not fit, because whenever the position changes with respect to time and surrounding, then there is a concept of motion. But when both the body is in motion, then there is a chance of, I will say that concept of reference or relative concept is vanishes. I will say that there is tough explanation about the motion, because the position of body with reference to time and with reference to position another body reference, I will say that surrounding, that is fixed, not changing. And when we are just going either by walking or cycling or by riding bicycle, no matter, but with the reference of any stationary object, just like any building or tree or any one stationary or rest material, then we can say that our position is what changes continuously with respect to time and surrounding. Whenever the position changes continuously with respect to both time and surrounding, then the body is said to be in motion. And when there is no changes, then the body is in what rest condition. Rest and motion both are just complementary. If one body is in rest, then other body is in, you can say that, in motion. Suppose you are sitting on floor, sitting on chair, and you are saying what, I am rest, then I can explain you are in motion. How? The concept, when you are just explaining your position with respect to your neighboring surrounding, then your position is what rest. But when you are just going to explain your position with respect to whole atmosphere, or you say that the respect concept of moon, with respect to moon or with respect to sun or with respect to other planet, the earth is what revolving around the sun and also rotating on its own axis, then the position of earth changes with respect to time and surrounding. It means what, any object or any material body lies on earth's surface that is in motion condition with respect to an observer that lies on moon or with respect to sun. Clear? So on the whole earth, no anyone is in rest condition, everyone is in moving condition, I will say that in motion condition. So always remember, with respect to surrounding and time, whenever the position of an object changes continuously, then the body is in motion. And motion here totally three types, because rest there is no movement, so leave it rest. Only one we have to study about what, kinematics, that is the body is in motion. So motion here three concept. First, rectilinear or straight line motion. Rectilinear or straight line motion, very easy. Just listen. When body moving along straight line, then the motion of the body is said to be what, rectilinear motion, or we say that straight motion. And second one, circular rotatory motion. Listen about circular and rotatory motion. When the body is moving on a circular track or moving along circle, either smaller radius or greater radius, no matter, or circular orbit, you can say that. Then the motion of the body is said to be what? Rotatory motion or circular motion. And then last, that is vibratory or oscillatory. In vibratory or oscillatory, very easy concept. The concept of straight line, you can explain body moving along same straight line. Suppose body is at A, and then after t time body reached at point B. Then the motion of the body is said to be what? Here at t equal to 0 and at t equal to 10 seconds. When body is at A initially, and after t equal to 10 seconds the body reached at B. In case of circular motion, let's see, when the body is moving on a circle, initially when the body is at A, that is t equal to 0, and after time t equal to 3 seconds, the body reached at B. Clear? Same as in case of vibratory motion, suppose body is hanging with a hanger and just pull towards left and then release, then the movement of body is just like the movement of simple pendulum. Just like the movement of simple pendulum, I will say that to and fro or back and forth movement whenever going on. To or fro, I will say that back and forth movement whenever going on. Then the body motion is what? Oscillatory motion, or you say that vibratory motion, but always the motion of body about a mean position. This is what? The mean position. Clear? Whenever the movement of body about mean position, either to or fro or back and forth, then the motion of the body is said to be what? Oscillatory motion, or we say that vibratory motion. Clear? Oscillatory or vibratory, here rotatory and circulatory, and the linear and straight line motion. Then after all these terms, the concept of motion along one dimension, along two dimension, along three dimension. Just listen, very simple concept. When only one coordinate is specifying for the position of an object out of given three, here three coordinates, that is x, y, z. When only one coordinate is taken for specifying the position of an object during motion, then the body motion is said to be one dimensional motion. And when two coordinates out of given three are specifying for locating, or you say that representing the position of an moving object, then the motion is said to be what? Two dimensional motion. And number third, when three coordinates are used to locating or representing the position of an object during motion, then the motion is what? Said to be three dimensional motion. And then after one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional, the next concept is what? Point mass object. Motion of point mass object. Point mass object, very important concept. Let's see, point mass object. Point mass object, when the distance traveled by an object along straight line is much greater as comparison to its own size, That is, suppose any body having point side object, it means 1 centimeter cube is the volume that is occupied by the object, and distance told by the body is what? 1000 kilometer. The size, that is 1 centimeter cube, it means 1 length centimeter, 1 centimeter breadth, 1 centimeter height, and the volume, that is also 1 into 1 into 1, that is what? 1 cubic centimeter. But the distance covered by body is what? 1000 kilometer. Then the body may be treated as point mass object. Then after point mass object, the next concept is what? Very important concept, that is distance. I will say that the concept of scalar physical quantity, distance, scalar, displacement, vector. Just see after this very easy concept, all terms. Scalar means all those physical quantity which are representing, I will say that, which are completely specified by only using the magnitude concept. Then the physical quantity are said to be scalar physical quantity. And when the physical quantity is specified with the help of both magnitude as well as direction, scalar, vector. Just see, scalar, vector. Scalar means those physical quantity which are completely expressed with the help of only magnitude, that is scalar. In scalar, distance, work, time, energy, the three important physical quantity that are always making confusion how they are scalar. First, electric current. Second, pressure. Electric current is what? Also scalar. Pressure, that is also scalar. And the concept of power. Power, that is totally depends upon work, that is what? Scalar. So the concept of power for explaining about scalar, that is very easy, that is work upon time. Work, that is scalar, time also scalar. But in case of electric current and pressure, electric current and pressure are also example of scalar physical quantity. There are so many examples, but always making confusion in a student's mind how electric current and pressure is a scalar, because they are not following the particular law that is very necessary for the continuation of vector, but they do not follow because they are flowing along a straight line. So anyone can think that why they are not vector, they are scalar, how? So in case of movement along a straight direction, there is a flow of continuity moving along a straight direction having magnitude, but they do not following what? The law of vector addition. Law of vector addition. Here law of vector addition, two concept. One, triangular concept, and second, parallelogram concept. The triangular and parallelogram concept both having same magnitude of formula, that is r, and the resultant, that is obtaining by simple concept, that is on behalf of right angle triangle Pythagoras property. Then the resultant will obtain what? Whenever two vectors acting on each other at a point at an angle theta, then the resultant is what? R is equal to square root of a square b square, a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. We will derive the formula in second part of kinematics, that is not second, in third part of kinematics, because second part will be the equations of motion. And when we just study about third part, that is vectors. In that part we will discuss about the resultant of two vectors whenever they are acting at an angle theta. So when any physical quantity do not follow the law of vector addition, vector addition very simple law, I will explain in details in third lecture, but listen about the concept of how they are scalar. Because electric current does not follow the law of vector addition, that's why electric current is what, scalar quantity, and pressure is also a scalar quantity. How? When we applying force, when we applying force on any object, then the direction of applying force, not a particular different direction, the value of force distributed in different direction. That's why there is not a finite direction, and hence whenever there is not a finite direction, then what, force here distributed in different direction. So pressure is a scalar quantity. And then vector means what, here scalar means only magnitude, only magnitude, and vector magnitude plus direction. And also along with this, following what, law of vector addition, law of vector addition. Clear? When the physical quantity follow the law of vector addition and having magnitude and direction, then that particular physical quantity is said to be what, vector quantity. And then after scalar and vector, the concept of distance, displacement, then speed, and then average speed. Just listen about all. Distance, about distance, displacement, speed, and average speed, and just explain in your previous class lecture, that is class 9th first chapter lecture, that is lecture I think 6 or 7, that particular containing 10 to 12 lectures. In that lecture I just explained about all terms in detail, no matter, no need to search there, I am just going to explain further here. Distance means what, the total path length between initial and final position. Clear? When anybody just starting from A and up to B and then finally C, here 3 kilometer and here 4 kilometer, then the distance here, that is 3 plus 4, that is what, 7, means total path length between initial and final position. And when the shortest concept is taken, the shortest path length between initial and final position, then this one, when we take A to C, this is 5 kilometer. So the shortest path length between initial and final position, what, that is displacement. And the most conceptual term about distance and displacement is what, distance is a scalar quantity, distance is a scalar quantity, displacement is a vector. Distance always having positive value, but displacement may be positive, negative or zero on account of the position. When the position just lies right to the origin, then will be positive, and when the position of object left to the origin, then will be negative, and when the position of an object lies at origin, then will be the zero displacement. Or you say that another way, when the initial point and final point is coinciding, or you say that same, then the displacement of the body is what, zero. And then after distance and displacement, speed means what, the rate of change of distance The time rate of change of distance is defined as what? Speed. Speed means what? Distance upon time. Speed unit, distance unit upon time unit, that is meter per second or meter second inverse, no matter. And then after, the most important concept formula here, average speed. I am just going to derive formula, simple concept, average speed. Just see what average speed, how the average speed is calculated when the two situations are given. For average speed, here two situations. Number one, when the body covering different distances with different speeds. When body covers S1, S2, S3, Sn distances with V1, V2, V3 up to Vn velocity, then total distance is equal to S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus and so on, and total time is equal to time formula by using the concept of speed is equal to what? Distance upon time. So time is equal to distance upon speed. Clear? So time is equal to distance upon speed. Here different time interval will be taken. So time first t1, that is what? S1 upon V1, S1 upon V1 plus S2 upon V2 plus S3 upon V3 plus . So we have to calculate what? Average speed. Average speed, just see, equal to total distance, upon total time. Total distance S1 plus S2 plus S3 and so on upon total time is what? It is equal to S1 upon V1 plus S2 upon V2 plus S3 upon V3 and so on. Clear? If only two concept of distance are having equal and with two different velocity, that is, if S1 is equal to S2 is equal to S and V1 is equal to V2, not V1 is equal to V2, V1, and take only what? The concept of S1 and S2. S1 and S2, that is equal distances with different velocity are covered. Then what will happen? Just see, easy concept. Then average speed VAV is equal to what? Here S plus S upon V1 plus S upon V2. Clear? And then S from numerator S will be what? 2S, and denominator S common, and 1 upon V1 plus 1 upon V2. So S cancel out. So V2 plus V1 by cross multiplying, and then we will get what? 2 upon V1 plus V2 upon V1 V2, and then after simplifying we will get VAV is equal to twice V1 V2 upon V1 plus V2. This is the formula for average speed. Whenever distance concepts are equal, distance concept for two equal distances covering by the body with different velocity, whatever the time taken, no matter. So only one the concept of equal distances with different velocity given, then you have to calculate average speed by using this formula. A very simple numerical based on, suppose any body moving from A to B, moving from A to B, and with a speed 40 kilometer per hour, 40 kilometer per hour, and then returning from B to A, that is V2 equal to 60 kilometer per hour. Clear? Body movement, that is from A to B, from A to B, and from B to A. It means distances are equal. Distances are equal. Then average speed will be very simple. Let's see. VAV is equal to 2 into 40 into 60. 40 into 60 upon 40 plus 60. So here 40 60 means what? That is 100. So VAV is equal to, in denominator 100, and 2 4 is 8, 6 is 48, 100 upon 100, that is equal to 48 kilometer per hour. Clear? This is the result of average speed. But when the body covering with different velocity in different time interval, whatever the distance is given, no matter, then how the average velocity calculated? Just see. First of all, note down this concept. I take a screenshot and then just going to explain about the second concept of average speed. So see the second concept, very easy concept. In second concept, when the body moving with velocity v1, v2, v3 up to vn during time interval t1, t2, t3 and tn, then what will happen? Just see, total distance is equal to, distance will be here what? Distance is equal to speed multiplying time. So speed here v1 and time t1. So v1 t1 plus v2 t2 plus v3 t3 plus vn tn. The concept of total distances and total time is equal to what? t1 plus t2 plus t3 plus up to tn. Clear? And then average speed is equal to total distance upon total time. Clear? So total distance here, that is v1 t1 v2 t2, v1 t1 plus v2 t2 plus v3 t3 plus up to vn tn upon t1 plus t2 plus t3 plus tn. And when up to two time interval with two different velocity body is moving, that is t1 is equal to t2 is equal to t, then vav is equal to v1 t plus v2 t upon t plus t, and here t plus t means what, 2t, and in numerator t common, v1 plus v2 upon t into and upon 2t, so t cancel out, so average speed will be, formula just say very easy, average speed will be first formula here VAV equal to twice of V1 V2 upon V1 plus V2. Second formula VAV equal to V1 plus V2 upon 2. Clear? If by using this formula we have to calculate the numericals based on same concept previous, an object moving from A to B with 40 km per hour speed and further from B to C, anywhere no matter, further from B to C, the body here moving with speeds v2 is equal to 60 km per hour. Clear? Body moving further with speed v2 is equal to 60 km per hour, here v1 is equal to what, 40 km per hour, then the average speed will be 40 plus 60 upon 2, that is 100 upon 2 will be what, differ than previous result. Previous result was what, 48 km, and this result will be 50 km per hour. So in this way you will try to solve out the numerical very easy way, and each and everything will be clear. If any confusion further, then you can ask. And the last term, that is what, instantaneous speed. I will say that instantaneous velocity and instantaneous acceleration. So all the terms you can use the definition concept and formula concept in very easy way, only when you just listen the few lines. Listen, when we take the average, when we take the average, and the average here what, just the body moving with different velocity, and when the velocity taken in smaller part, and the condition was time is also very small, I will say that infinitesimally small, then the limiting value of average speed, limiting value of average speed, very easy concept and very easy formula here also. Limiting value of average speed, that is defined as instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed, just see I for instantaneous and V for speed, that is equal to what, limiting LIM del t tend 0 del s upon del t, that is equal to ds upon dt. Same as we can define instantaneous velocity, but in case of velocity we will use here vector and here also vector, because rate of change of displacement, the time rate of change of displacement is defined as velocity, so we use here what, vector terms. So the limiting value of average speed, limiting value of average speed also defined as what, instantaneous velocity. Whenever speed taken, then speed will be instantaneous speed means what, limiting value of average speed. Limiting value of average speed is defined as instantaneous speed. So same as limiting value of average velocity, that is limit del t tend 0 del s upon del t is equal to ddt, here vector form. Clear? This is the concept of instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity. And the last one concept, instantaneous acceleration. Let's see, AI is equal to limit del t tend 0 del v upon del t. You can use vector no matter, because acceleration is what, that is vector quantity, so we can use acceleration. Clear? So limiting value of average speed, or you say that average velocity. Limiting value of average velocity is defined as instantaneous acceleration, and limiting value of average velocity, here average acceleration we have to take, this is what acceleration. Limiting value of average acceleration is defined as instantaneous acceleration. Limiting value of